Hello! This video is going to cover the complete installation of the 68-inch Altura DC motor ceiling fan by Home Decorators Collection. If you found this video, you're probably frustrated, you've looked on YouTube, you're saying, how do I install this fan? We're here to help. We're going to cover the entire installation from beginning to end. This is a great ceiling fan. It's the latest addition to the Altura line of ceiling fans by Home Decorators Collection. It has a DC motor which gives you 9 different speed options, and it pushes over 1,000 CFM more than the previous version of the Altura. This fan is super easy to install with a slide-on mounting bracket and a built-in receiver, so it's just plug and play. So before we get started, just a couple notes. You want to make sure that your electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch, and you also want to make sure that your outlet box is labeled acceptable for fan support. If you're replacing just a standard light fixture in your ceiling, chances are you have a plastic outlet box. You want to make sure that your outlet box states inside acceptable for fan support. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan. We're just going to look in the manual and make sure that we have all the parts before beginning, and that way we don't get stuck at any point. So first off, we have the fan motor, we have the switch cup adapter, we have the mounting bracket, canopy, and canopy ring. This all comes pre-assembled, but we'll show you in the first step how to remove the mounting bracket. We have the decorative motor collar cover. We have 5 hand-carved wooden blades. We have an 88 Magnum. Yeah. No, it's an 18-inch downrod. Threaded, ball on the end. It's the most powerful downrod in the world. Yeah. We have the remote control. Batteries are included. We have a hardware pack with plastic wire nuts and blade attachment screws. And then we have this pack that has the decorative bolts for the fan blades. I know what you're saying. Do I need to wear a fancy jacket to install a fan? No, you don't. But I don't believe in cargo pants. And this is how I hold my tools. So some tools that we're going to need. Need a flathead and a Phillips screwdriver. Need a pair of wire cutters and strippers. Need a voltage tester to make sure that the lines aren't live. Some electrical tape. And of course a ladder. Ladder's not going to fit in my jacket though. So now we're ready to begin. Take my jacket off here. Hang that up right there. We're good to go. The mounting bracket comes pre-assembled inside the canopy with the canopy ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first twist the canopy ring counterclockwise to remove and expose the screws. Then note that there are 2 J-slotted screws and 2 standard screws on each side of the canopy. Begin by first removing and saving 2 standard screws. Next, loosen but do not remove the 2 screws in the J-slots of the canopy. Once those screws are loosened, simply twist and lift the mounting bracket out of the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. This is just a demonstration to show how easy the mounting bracket attaches to the outlet box. Before installing the mounting bracket, you'll first need to loosen but not remove the 2 screws in your outlet box. Next, feed the house supply lines through the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws that were loosened in the outlet box. Then slide the mounting bracket into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both of the outlet box screws and secure the mounting bracket. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Remove the warning label on the set screw on the motor collar and use a flathead screwdriver to loosen but do not remove the set screw. Note that there's a safety tab on the motor collar as well that will lock the downrod in place if it should ever loosen. Next, unwrap the wires and gently stretch them out. It's a good idea to twist the strands together before feeding them through the downrod. This will make routing the wires much easier. You'll also need to remove the cardboard motor stop located in the motor housing. Simply remove and discard. Feed the ball and downrod assembly through the top of the canopy so that it exits through the smallest hole of the canopy. Next, position the canopy ring on the ball and downrod assembly so that the notches of the canopy ring would be facing towards the ceiling. Finally, slide on the decorative motor collar cover up the downrod until it meets the canopy. Next, feed the wires through the downrod so that the wires exit through the ball portion of the ball and downrod assembly. Then gently pull the wires through the ball and downrod assembly so that all the slack is taken out. Align the threaded end of the downrod with the motor collar and twist until it is completely tightened. The threaded downrod and motor collar act like a screw and bolt, making for a much more secure installation. Simply hand tighten. Do not use any tools, as over-tightening could damage the fan. Once the downrod is completely tight, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the motor collar. Finally, slide the decorative motor collar cover over the motor collar. If installing the fan using the included 18-inch downrod, it's a good idea to trim the wires to make installation easier. Simply cut the wires about 12 inches from the end of the ball, and then trim about 3/4 of an inch of insulation off of each wire. Twist the ends of each individual wire to make sure that there are no frayed strands. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the notch in the mounting bracket that will align with the slot of the ball and downrod. When hanging the fan, you'll place the ball in the mounting bracket and then twist to make sure that the slot engages the notch in the mounting bracket. This will ensure a wobble-free installation. Lift the fan assembly towards the ceiling, noting the slot in the ball and the notch in the mounting bracket. Place the ball in the mounting bracket and twist the assembly until you feel the slot engage the notch of the mounting bracket. Begin wiring the fan by taking the green wire from the mounting bracket and the green wire from the fan and twisting those two wires together. Next, connect those two green wires to the bare copper wire from the house supply lines. These are the ground wires. Secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, connect the white wire from the fan with the white wire from the house supply lines. Twist those two wires together and secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finally, take the black wire from the fan and connect that with the black wire from the house supply. This is the power wire. Finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all connections are made, neatly tuck the wires up into the outlet box. Lift the canopy towards the ceiling and align the J slots with the screws that were loosened in the mounting bracket. Push the canopy up and twist the canopy to engage the screws. This will hold the canopy in place. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten both screws in the mounting bracket. Using the screws that were removed and saved in the first step, insert the screw into the standard hole of the canopy and completely tighten that screw with a Phillips head screwdriver. Repeat this process for the remaining screw on the opposite side of the canopy. Once all 4 screws are completely tightened, lift the canopy ring towards the ceiling. Note that there are 2 notches on each side of the canopy ring that will align with the 2 screws in the canopy. Just push the canopy ring up to the ceiling, engage those slots, and twist to lock the canopy ring in place. When installing the fan blades, it's important to note the curved edge of the blade should point towards the ceiling so that the top of the curve is closest to the ceiling. Then, insert one of the decorative bolts in the center hole of the fan blade. Align the post of the decorative bolt with the hole in the fan blade bracket. Then use a blade attachment screw and insert into the hole of the blade bracket and start it into the decorative bolt. It's important to note you shouldn't completely tighten the screw at this point. Leaving the screw a little loose will make for easier alignment for the 2 remaining decorative bolts and screws. Repeat this process for the 2 remaining decorative bolts and screws, and then for the 4 remaining blades. Once all 3 screws are started in each blade, then you can completely tighten them using a Phillips head screwdriver. Be careful not to over-tighten though, as it may cause the blade to crack. The switch cup adapter attaches to the fan using 2 keyhole slots and a standard screw hole. These align with the 3 screws in the black bracket on the bottom of the fan. Begin by first removing and saving one of the screws, and then loosen but do not remove the 2 remaining screws in the black bracket. With 1 screw removed and 2 loosened, align the keyhole slots of the switch cup adapter with the 2 screws that were loosened in the black bracket. Then push the switch cup adapter up and twist to engage those 2 screws. Next, insert the standard screw into the standard screw hole and completely tighten using a Phillips head screwdriver. Then completely tighten the 2 remaining screws. The 2 wires on the bottom of the fan are for an optional light kit. If not installing with a light kit, tuck those wires up into the switch cup adapter. The switch cup attaches to the fan using 2 J-slotted screws and 1 standard screw. Those align with the 3 screws on the outside edge of the switch cup adapter. Begin by first removing and saving 1 screw, and then loosening but not removing the 2 remaining screws. With 1 screw removed and the 2 others loosened, align the J-slots of the switch cup with the loose screws in the switch cup adapter. Then push up and twist the switch cup to engage those screws and hold the switch cup in place. Insert the screw that was removed and saved into the standard screw hole of the switch cup. Tighten using a Phillips head screwdriver. Then completely tighten the 2 remaining screws on the other sides of the switch cup. Make sure that all 3 screws are completely tightened. The Altura includes a full-function remote control that includes reverse features. Press the power button to turn the fan and light on or off at the same time. Press the plus button to increase the fan speed. Press the minus button to decrease the fan speed. The LED indicator will increase or decrease depending on the fan speed selected. The fan timer button will turn the fan and light off at a given time. Press once for a 2-hour shutoff, twice for a 4-hour shutoff, or 3 times for an 8-hour shutoff. The comfort breeze setting will randomly vary the fan speeds to create an organic wind effect. Press once to vary the speeds between 1 and 3. Press twice to vary the speeds between 1 and 6. Press 3 times to vary the speeds between 1 and 9. Press a 4th time to disable the feature. The fan features a reversible motor. Press the red arrows for the air direction to be upward during the cooler months. This will pull warm air from the ceiling and blow it down into the room. Press the blue button for a downward airflow during the warmer months. This is the standard airflow direction for ceiling fans. It's important that the fan is on and moving before pressing these buttons. Once the buttons are pressed, the fan will slow to a stop and then reverse direction. The airflow direction buttons will not work unless the fan is on and moving. The remote control will also control an optional light kit if installed. Press the light button to turn the light on or off. If the light kit uses dimmable bulbs, press the up arrow to make the light brighter, or press the down arrow to dim the light. These functions will not work if dimmable bulbs are not installed. The dim control switch is located in the back of the remote control inside the battery compartment. If using non-dimmable bulbs, set the switch to on. This will disable the dimming feature. If using dimmable bulbs, keep the switch set to dim. This remote is already paired with the fan at the factory, but if installing two of the same fans, you'll need to set the dip switch so that each remote controls each individual fan. To change the dip switch setting, make sure that power is off to the fan at the wall switch and the breaker box. Then, return power to the fan at the wall switch and breaker box, and then set the switch to the opposite position. Then within 30 seconds, press the Learn button. This will pair the remote with the individual fan. You can confirm that the pairing process has been successful by pressing any of the fan speed controls. When turning the fan on, you may notice a brief stutter, or the fan moving back and forward. This is completely normal for a DC motor ceiling fan, as it is the magnetic poles in the fan aligning and starting the motor. Congratulations, your installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy your brand new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching this video, and we hope you found it helpful. If you did, please click the like button down below or subscribe to the channel. That will help other people find this video as well. And as we always say, keep it breezy.